Down in Atlanta on Harris Street, that's where the boys and the girls do meet, doing that rag, that Georgia rag. Out in the alley and in the street, every little kid that you meet is doing that rag, that Georgia rag. You know you buzz all around like a bee, shaking like a ship on the sea. That wild rag, that crazy rag, better known as the Georgia rag. They come all the way from Paris, France, all the way to Atlanta to get a chance to do that rag, that Georgia rag. I'm a wild about the Georgia rag. You're wild about the Georgia rag, and I mean that Georgia rag. Buzz all around like a bee, shake it like a ship on the sea. That wild rag, that crazy rag, better known as the Georgia rag. They come all the way from Paris, France, all the way to Atlanta just to get a chance to do that rag, that Georgia rag. If you don't believe I'll rag you right, let's mess around the rest of the night doing that rag, that Georgia rag. Thrust of your hands way up high, grab daddy and make him try doing that rag, that Georgia rag. I'm a wild about the Georgia rag. You're crazy about the Georgia rag, and I mean that Georgia rag. It was all around like a bee, shake it like a ship on the sea. That wild rag, that crazy rag, better known as the Georgia rag. Blind Willie McTell. Hi folks, welcome to show 83. It's show 83 and we're doing odd things. Or should I say, I made some unusual song choices, which you will enjoy. And in the background is this. You have been seeing this in the background. There it is without a little glare. This is a hit parader from the 70s. Carole King is the featured, Tapestry. Sold a couple of copies, You've probably got one, or your folks had one. Mississippi John Hurt. This has some guitar in it. Well, I got the blues, and I can't be satisfied. Got the blues, can't be satisfied. Keep the blues, catching this train and ride. Whiskey straight will drive these blues around. Whiskey straight will drive these blues away. That be the case, I want me a court today. That's right. Well, I bought my gal a great big diamond ring. I bought my gal a great big diamond ring. Come right back home, caught her shaking that thing. I asked her, baby, what makes you treat me this way? I said, baby, what makes you treat me this way? I wore and I broke the barrel down. Got my gun, I broke the barrel down. Put my baby 6 feet under the ground. I cut that joker so long, deep and wide. Cut that joker so long, deep and wide. Got the blues and I still ain't satisfied. And there we have John Hurt. 1928. Got the blues, can't be satisfied. From Dan Penn, James Carr, Dark End of the Street. At the dark end of the street, that's where we always meet, hiding in the shadow where we don't belong, living in darkness to hide our wrong. You and me at the dark end of the street. You and me. I know that time is gonna take its toll. We've got to pay for the love we stole. It's a sin, and we know it's wrong. Oh, but our love keeps coming on strong. You and me at the dark end of the street. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us, Lord, someday. We'll steal away to the dark end of the street. You and me. When the daylight hour rolls around, and by chance you stroll downtown, if you should see me walk on by, oh, darling, please don't cry. Tonight we'll meet at the dark end of the street. Thank you, Dan. And thank you, James. This is a great issue because of an article in it. Well, of course, there's other things. April 1972, 50 cents. Ah, yes, magazines were 50 cents. It just has an interesting article here that I wanted to read to you from because it's John Lennon in an interview with, it doesn't say who. It's just Hit Parader. It's interviewed by Hit Parader. And he says which songs he wrote and which songs they wrote. together. And I just thought you might get a kick out of finding out, since I have mentioned the difference between their songs. I thought you might enjoy this. He wrote Please Please Me. He wrote the whole thing. He was trying to do a Roy Orbison. Some of these songs he comments on, some of them he doesn't. But I'm just going to mention the ones that he says he wrote. Let's see. Do you want to know a secret? I call your name. It won't be long. I'll be back. He wrote that. I'll be back. I feel fine. No reply. It's only love. Day tripper. Norwegian wood. He says, but Paul helped me on the lyric. What goes on in my life? Run for Your Life, which is a song he never liked, even though he wrote it. And Your Bird Can Sing. He says, another horror. He doesn't like it. Dr. Robert, Tomorrow Never Knows. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite. Good Morning, Good Morning. He wrote the verses to Day in the Life, and Paul wrote the bridge. I Am the Walrus. Revolution. Happiness is a Warm Gun. Julia. Everybody's Got Something to Hide. Sexy Sadie. Because. Across the Universe. He says, one of my best songs. Not one of the best recordings, but I like the lyrics. There's a place, this boy, all I've got to do, not a second time, you can't do that. A hard day's night, I should have known better. If I fell, I'm happy just to dance with you. Tell me why, anytime at all, I'll cry instead when I get home. I'm a loser, I don't want to spoil the party. Ticket to Ride, yes it is. Help, you've got to hide your love away, you're going to lose that girl. Nowhere Man, Girl, Rain, I'm Only Sleeping, Strawberry Fields, Dear Prudence, Glass Onion, Bungalow Bill, I'm So Tired, Your Blues, Cry Baby Cry, Good Night, Ballad of John and Yoko, Come Together, I Want You, She's So Heavy, Mean Mr. Mustard, Polythene Pam, Hey Bulldog, Don't Let Me Down, You Know My Name, Sun King, Dig a Pony. I love finding out that stuff, and it's really not easy to find out that stuff. But this came out, and I just loved it. I've saved it ever since. Because of that, it's great. Wonder what this is worth now. Well, it's worth something to somebody. A couple songs by Tom Waits. Cold, Cold Ground. I think 1987. A perfect example of non-linear songwriting, lyric writing. It's hard to say whether Tom Waits is even wilder than Bob Dylan, but I think so. Crestfallen sidekick in an old cafe, never slept with a dream before he had to go away. There's a bell in the tower, Uncle Ray bought around. Don't worry about that army in the cold, cold ground. The cold, cold ground. The cold, cold ground. The cold, cold ground. Don't be a crybaby when there's wood in the shed. There's a bird in the chimney and a stone in my bed. When the road's washed out, pass the bottle around. Wait in the arms of the cold, cold ground. Cold, cold ground. wire swing rope, a briar patch of berries taking over the slope. The cat sleeps in the mailbox and we'll never go to town till we bury every dream in the cold, cold ground. Cold, cold ground. The cold, cold ground. Cold, cold ground. Give me a Winchester rifle and a whole box of shells. Blow the roof off the goat barn, let it roll down the hill. The piano is firewood, Times Square is a dream. We lay down together in the cold, cold ground. In the cold, cold ground. Call the cops on the breed loves, bring a Bible and a rope, a whole box of Rebel and a bar of soap. Take a pile of trunk tires, burn them all down. Bring $1 with you, baby, in the cold, cold ground. The cold, cold ground. The cold, cold ground. Cold, cold ground. Okay. Now this is Cemetery Polka. It's from the album before that, Rain Dogs. Some of it is about his family. I believe Uncle Vernon may be the guy after whom he styled his voice. He first started thinking about messing up his voice and going like this because of one of his uncles. And of course, not everything in the song is true. Cemetery Polka, oh, it's got a bridge which is so hard to play, and I don't know if a guy could play it on one instrument, so I just I can't do it. So I just don't leave any space. Okay, I leave a little space. But I can't do the bridge. If anybody knows it, I'd be happy to try and learn it. It's very strange. Lots and lots of notes. The book says, no chord. It's very interesting. Cemetery Polka. Uncle Vernon, independent as a hog on ice. He's a big shot down there at the slaughterhouse, plays accordion for Mr. Weiss. Uncle Biltmore and Uncle William made $1 million during World War II. But they're tightwads and they're cheapskates, and they'll never give a dime to you. Auntie Mame has gone insane. She lives in the doorway of an old hotel, and the radio is playing opera, and all she ever says is go to hell. Uncle Violet flew as a pilot, and there ain't no pretty girls in France, and he runs a tiny little bookie joint. They say he never keeps it in his pants. Uncle Bill will never leave a will, and the tumor is as big as an egg. got a mistress, she's Puerto Rican. A law heard she has a wooden leg. Uncle Phil can't live without his pills. Has emphysema and he's almost blind. And we must find out where the money is. Get it now before he loses his mind. Uncle Vernon, independent as a hog on ice. He's a big shot down at the slaughterhouse. Plays accordion for Mr. Wise. Ah, yes. Independent as a hog on ice. I got a book which explained many sayings, dead as a doornail, stuff like that. And they did independent as a hog on ice. It's an old saying. And it's an ironic saying because a hog on ice is helpless. Their hoofs can't get any traction. They can't even tiptoe off the ice. They just go foomp and lie on their stomach. And somebody has to help them off the ice. So, independent as a hog on ice. I don't know if anybody's ever tried it with one guitar. Who knows? Good golly, Miss Molly, you sure like to ball. A good golly, Miss Molly, yeah, you sure like to ball. When you're rocking and a rolling, can't hear your mama call. From the early morning till the early night, when I call Miss Molly rocking at the house of blue light. Good golly, Miss Molly, you sure like to ball. When you're rocking and a rolling, can't hear your mama call. Mama and Papa told me, son, you gotta watch your step. If they knew about Miss Molly, I'd have to watch my pop myself. Good golly, Miss Molly, you sure like to ball. When you're rocking and a rolling, can't hear your mama call. Corner, gonna buy a diamond ring. When she hugged me and kissed me, make me ting-a-ling-a-ling. Good golly, Miss Molly, you sure like to ball. When you're rocking and a rollin', can't hear your mama call. Take it easy, Miss Molly, have mercy on me. You know I like to ball, but I ain't as young as I used to be. Good golly, Miss Molly, you sure like to ball. When you're rocking and a rolling, can't hear your mama call. There you go. I hope you had a wonderful time watching show 83. I had a good time putting it together, and I am still working on getting guests. Yes, we will get some more guests in here. I want to do some interviews. Of course, interviews have to be with relatively interesting people. If I was being interviewed, I would say it depends a lot on what questions they ask. You know, at the end of the last show, I was trying to think of something. Remember that? I finally did think of it at some point. but now I can't remember it. From LCA TV in Colchester, Vermont, to you. Hope you're having a good summer. Try and stay cool, because you can really get hot, especially, if you're out there running or sitting in the sun. Make sure that you know what you're doing. And don't fall asleep in the sun. You will wake up red, and it will be painful. So you don't want to do that. Ah, yes, the summer. Summer is nice. I missed last summer because I had a job that kept me at the airport all the time. I never even got to swim last summer. But it was a nice job. And we'll see what the next job has in store for me real soon. The Mercury retrograde ends tomorrow or the day after, the 2nd of August. So you're watching this after the 2nd, and so go right ahead and start things. Yes, you can embark on new journeys because the retrograde is over. Peace. Thank you for watching. It's not off yet. It's a nice long one. Here's to tapes that are longer than you thought they would be. A toast, which could never be recorded if it wasn't longer than we thought it would be. She's watching the clock. She's watching it tick down, coming to the end. I'll be in the middle of a sentence. I'll be in the middle of a sentence, and the thing will shut off. Yep, there's no telling. You never know when it is going to stop. You do know that it will stop, but you have no idea when. It's like death, I guess. You just don't know when it will happen, right? Yes. If you're lucky, it's a long ways away in the future, and you're going to have a great time right up until then, or very close to then. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody to have a sudden death, though I don't really have much to say about it. Some people do. I had a death-defying experience just